As you could imagine, I'm a member of parliament representing Istanbul. There was a legendary speaker of the US Congress. His name was Tip O'Neill. And Tip O'Neill used to say, all politics is local. So you always have to keep in mind who elects you and who gives you the power to hold this microphone to talk to others. But joke aside, I'm very thrilled that the youth branch of AK Party, Justice and Development Party, invited guests from 38 different countries, 45 different political organizations to share our joy today. Today we're having the annual conference. The leadership of the youth branch will be re-energized, and we will be retiring some of the leaders of the youth branch and start a new career or a political future for them in the main structure of the party. But we will also be adding some new names. And this is how you renew yourself. Without renewing political parties, ideas, goals, ambitions, you will only stay where you are. But if you have analyzed the history of my political party, we had a very successful journey so far. Every election we entered, we did better than the previous election. We started back in 2002. We had 34.6% of the popular vote. In 2007, we increased our votes to 47%. And in 2011, last June, we received 1 out of every 2 votes in Turkey. We had a little bit more than 50%. And this did not happen by itself. There's a saying, companies do not go bankrupt on their own. Leaders, managers, owners force them to go bankrupt. It's the same concept for politics. Political parties do not become unsuccessful or successful on their own. People who manage it, the ideas, what they represent, makes those parties either successful or unsuccessful. When we look back, what we have achieved, and the main reason for the success of AK Party, and I think that's what you're all interested in finding out, so you can implement the same principles in your own respective countries when you become leaders of your countries. And I am sure there are many future prime ministers and presidents and leaders in this audience. The main success story is caring for people. If there was one word to summarize AK Party's success, I would say affection. Caring about the people. When we took over back in 2002, per capita income in Turkey was a little less than $3,000. Now it's more than $11,000. Government of Turkey, between 1923, the founding date of the Republic, had built a total of 6,100 kilometers of new roads until 2002. In between 1923 and 2002, government had built 6,100 kilometers of roads. But in the last 9 years, between 2002 and 2012, we have built more than 16,500 kilometers of new roads and highways. Number of schools in Turkey, school classes, have tripled. Hospitals have tripled. Airports have tripled. You might ask, so what's the connection? Well, this is caring about your people. This is showing your affection. I come from a city called Siirt, which is in the southeast, close to the Iraqi-Syrian border. I remember when I was a kid, it would take us 24 hours to drive to Siirt when we had to take a bus. There were no airplanes. I even remember once the bus driver had one music tape, nothing else, just one tape, which he played back and forth 24 hours, non-stop. And I memorized all of the songs. Normally a singer that I would not have enjoy. Turks in the audience would know, Küçük Emrah. I remember memorizing all of his songs. Because there was no other choice. 24 hours. But now, when my airplane is delayed with 15 minutes, I start complaining. What the hell is this? You know. Now it's a 1-hour ride, and when there's 15 minutes delay, we get mad. But this is not only about me, this is about increasing the living standards of your own people. Of course, there are many other projects. When we came to power, we had promised that we would fight with corruption. I cannot claim that we have solved the corruption problem 100%. Because there is no country, there is no political organization that can put an end to corruption 100%. In every country, I assure you, and I've traveled a lot, there's corruption. But degrees of corruption. Compared to the past, we have done great. Second is we would fight with poverty. Increasing per capita income by 3-fold is a very important success, and we are not happy with what we have achieved. We want to do even much better. And the third is to put an end to all the bans. Further democratize Turkey, make people's lives more livable. In a country where people were afraid to admit they were Kurds, for example, until 15 years ago. We now have 24 hours of Kurdish broadcasting on state television. We have 24 hours of Arabic in state television. We have our Christian communities enjoying greater freedoms in their historical monasteries and churches. People of Roma origin have been embraced by our Prime Minister. The Alawite community have enjoyed much greater rights in Turkey. Since the founder of the Republic, President Gül has been the first president ever in the history to visit a place of worship for the Alawite community. In our religious textbooks right now, we have information about the Alawite interpretation of Islam, which would not be imaginable 15 years ago. And all these further developments made Turkey much more self-confident. If you look around the world, there is no poor democracy. All real democracies that have invested into the individual rights of their respective countries have prospered. Because if you give people the right to think, the right to act, the right to become entrepreneurs, then they create income and they share that income. That's what we have achieved. The more you invest in democracy, the more you invest in individual rights, the better your country becomes. And that has been a very important formula. Now, are we satisfied what we have achieved? Hell no. The country, the people who elected us into office deserve much better. So what do we have in mind? We have goals for year 2023. Why 2023? Because that will be the 100th anniversary of the foundation of the modern Turkish Republic. Right now we have, as I said, around $11,000 per capita income. Our goal for year 2023 is $25,000. I mentioned we built 16,000 kilometers of roads. We want to build another 15,000. We built 400,000 new homes in Turkey. We want to build another 500,000. Number of airplane tickets issued domestically in Turkey back in 2002 was 8 million per year. In 2010, that number increased to 102 million in 1 year. But we want to do even much better. We want people to travel fast, safe, and with the lowest cost possible. And we're on the right track. When we took over, Turkey was the 26th largest economy in the world. Today we're the 17th largest economy in the world. We are the 6th largest in Europe. Now, the economy which is a bit bigger than ours, the 5th largest economy of Europe and the 16th largest of the world, is Netherlands. Anyone here from Netherlands? Okay. Netherlands, Holland, has a total of 16 million